Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law. Please subscribe to our channel. A lot of times we get requests from our viewing audience who will say, I'd like to hear a video about this or about that. And we are going to start out today with a couple of such requests. I got a request recently to discuss the interaction between a felony drug conviction and custody. The question really means if somebody has a felony drug conviction, does that mean that they are disqualified from getting custody of their kid? Well, the quick answer is no, it doesn't. I mean, obviously the court has to look into a situation where discover what's in the best interest of the child. The felony drug conviction in and of itself doesn't necessarily mean that the person can't be a perfectly legitimate and fantastic custodial parent. We've got to look at how old the conviction is, to what degree the child was exposed to risk in activities that resulted in the conviction, these kinds of things. But if you're just in a situation where two people get together, they have a child, and then they break up, and one of them thinks, oh, well, you're a felon, because when we met, you were doing probation, and you had a conviction, and therefore you're not going to be able to compete with me in a custody battle. You need to know that the court is very much about, what have you done for me lately? And while it may be true that the court is going to look at the criminal habits of the parties involved, if it's something historical, if it's something old, if it's something that the court doesn't believe bears on your ability to be a legitimate custodial parent, the court may consider it, but it'll probably have very little weight. The court's basically going to say, look, this is a person, he had a problem. He resolved the problem. He paid his debt to society, and he's been, a legitimate member of society, a productive member of society. Why shouldn't we give him the same opportunity? This is particularly true if the other person to the battle knew that the person was a felon, chose to have a kid with him anyway. So in that circumstance, you're not in position to come before the court and start saying what a bad guy he is if that's the person you chose to get pregnant by. As a matter of fact, if you're going to say he's so terrible, maybe it calls into one's judgment having a child with someone who's a convicted drug felon. So all things considered, the court's going to have to look at it to determine how weighty that piece of evidence may be. If you have a situation like that, you'd like to talk more about it, of course, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.